So you wake up and technically all of a sudden you realize, shoot, I'm 50. I'm 50 plus, 60, 70, whatever it is, 40 plus. And you're not where you want to be. You're not kind of, achieving all the things you thought you'd be achieving by now. And you're just looking at yourself almost in disgust, disappointment. But don't, because guess what? You're definitely not alone. Welcome to the channel, guys. In today's video, we're going to chat about, the mindset after 50, and remembering that it's okay to pivot, and just kind of, do what you need to do to regain your confidence and get back on track for whatever that looks like for you. I am also over 50 just by a year, but still over 50. So don't let this beautiful baby face fool you. But yeah, seriously, I'm over 50 and things haven't quite played out the way I thought they would be playing out by now. And it's time to pivot. So yes, that's what we're doing today. So welcome back to the channel. This is Wine Travel Life with Carly G, and that's me. I'm Carly G. Thank you so much for joining. If you're new, and this is your vibe, you're kind of feeling the vibe of, all the fun things that are, revolving around life and travel and wine, of course, then definitely consider subscribing, like the video, and definitely share it to anybody that you think could benefit from what I'm sharing today. Now, let me put this disclaimer in. By no means am I some professional life coach or financial planner or any of that. We're just kind of touch on some things that I've learned and that I am implementing, and things that I feel like, so far have been working for me, and things that I plan to continue to have work for me. All right, so let's get into it. And if you see me kind of looking around, I do have some notes kind of behind the screen. So don't think I'm crazy. I just come to, little points and stuff I don't want to forget, because sometimes I get to talking and I get to talking fast, and, I just kind of lose sight of some of the points that I wanted to make sure I make. So let's just start off with this. What's important to you right now, over 50? What's most important to you? Please comment in the comments below and kind of share that with me. I would love to kind of start a conversation around this starting, today. What's important to me is, I'll give you the big picture of it. What's important to me is being able to live a lifestyle that is based on being location independent. For me, what that means is that I am able to live and work from anywhere. I'm not tied to any place. I'm not tied to any address. I'm not tied to anybody's corporate office, or any of that. So that is my ultimate goal, I guess, for me, kind of what I'm working on post 50, and creating a life that's going to provide me, to be able to be location independent. For me, why is that attractive? Everybody has their own, goals and objectives in life. I personally feel like part of me has always enjoyed my freedom. I'm currently not married, and some people would say, oh, you're probably, afraid of commitment. I'm definitely not. It's just that I know what I want to be committed to, if that makes sense. And so being able to have the freedom, to live anywhere, to work from anywhere, if you even have to work. Some of us don't. I personally still do. So, but just, being able to be anywhere in the world that I would like to be on any given month, weekday or whatever. For me, that's important, especially at this phase of my life. I do have, family obligations. I have an adult, pretty much, an adult child, son. I have sibling, my best, friend / sister. and I have a mom. And so I'm definitely, wanting to make sure that I can, still live a life that's full and rich and spend as much quality time with them as possible. And then even all of my extended family beyond that as well. So being location independent is very important to me. Like I said, again, it gives me that freedom to travel, anywhere around the world and still be able to work anywhere around the world. And I'm going to touch on that kind of a little bit in just a second. And spending more time with my loved ones. That's important to me. I think the older you get sometimes, and for me, the older I get, I'll speak for myself, I won't speak for you guys. Comment down below kind of, your vibe. But for me, the older that I've gotten, the more that I feel like I have a greater appreciation for, let's just say, I guess, how important it is to live life and not just exist, if that makes sense. The quality of life, is important. And that doesn't necessarily mean that, I'm living in a mansion and, I have 20 butlers and 30 maids. No, that's not what I'm saying. But just to be able to have a life, filled with experiences. If you know anything about, me so far, my social media, world, you'll know, and you should remember that experiences are huge for me, because that's really what you remember. That's what you think about, when it's done. You think about how that made you feel. You think about, oh my gosh, how can we do that again? Or how can we, take that to the next level, or whatever it is. But I think the experience is what you end up holding, chewing dear to your heart. So that's kind of what I think this whole focus of being location independent and being able to kind of have that freedom, that kind of why that's important to me. Now, for me, I guess the next question would be, okay, y'all know what happened. We ran out of memory, so I had to put some more. Anyways, okay, so let's continue. How do we get there? How do we get to the place where we want to be as far as the location independence is concerned? All right, let's talk about it. I, again, am giving you kind of what I'm doing, what I'm thinking. And I'll just touch on kind of three main things today. The first one is going to be declutter. Declutter. Declutter, declutter, declutter. Not a new term, obviously. I'm not that genius. I didn't make that up. But I think it's so important. You got to start with something that's, maybe a little bit hard for you sometimes, to me. And for that, it is declutter. And declutter is a number of things. It is get rid of all of your crap, Carly, that you don't need, that you don't use, girl, you don't want that. Like, seriously, stop hoarding junk. That's declutter. Sort of like, I just get, I don't know, I guess a whole mindset of just kind of clearing out, thinning out, just kind of making space for things that you really and truly want, and getting rid of things that you don't want anymore, and definitely that you don't need. Now, that declutter does not always mean tangible things. It definitely does mean that for me. But that also might mean, you have to declutter your mindset. Maybe you have thoughts of, this isn't for me, that's only for, this type of person or that type of person, or, I'm not, wealthy enough to live around the world, or, no one in my family's ever done that before. This is crazy. Oh, I just, I have pipe dreams. No, declutter your mind. Declutter your mind when it comes to that. If it's something that you truly want, and it's, a really good thing to me, and it's not illegal. We're not promoting illegal activity, but I'm saying when we're talking about location independence and living a rich, full life, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. And sometimes you have to do what you have to do. And that may also mean including decluttering your mindset. declutter may also mean you have to thin out some of your acquaintances and associates and people that you hang out with. You know, maybe they're not, you know, on a positive enough path for you. I'm not gonna quote necessarily, but I know there's some kind of saying out there about kind of looking around at the people that you hang out with or whatever, and that can kind of tell you something about, like, you know, your life or who you, whatever, that, you know what I'm saying. So if you're not surrounding yourself with positive people, if you're not surrounding yourself with people that love you, that truly care for you and want the best for you, if you're not surrounding yourself, you know, with people that, you know, also want something for their life, or, you know, whatever, you may have to declutter some of that attachment. And, you know, just think about it. Just saying, again, I am not a professional coach, psychologist, psychiatrist, nothing. This is literally just me sharing with you kind of, you know, what I'm doing and the path that I'm on, and kind of just some things that I know that are already working for me and that I want to share with you. And hopefully this will give you a little bit of, like, you know, even just if it's one little light bulb that comes on for you and it's like, oh, you know what, I should do that thing Carly's talking about. That would be great. The next one for me is, you know, clearly a big, huge one. It's not necessarily in any particular order, but I just, declutter yeah, you got to get rid of this stuff. But you have to have a budget and a financial plan. You have to have some kind of, you know, written down, not just in your brain, like a written down, laid out, like, thing that identifies exactly, what am I trying to say? How much or even how little can you live? You know, how much is it? How much or how little does it, you know, are you, girl, words. Okay. Take 3. How much money or how little money can you live off of in a month? Like, how much do you really need? Like, do you really need, you know, this extra thing? You know, Carly, do you really have to go to Starbucks all those times during the week? No, I don't. Especially if being location independent, that goal, especially if that's important to me, and it definitely is. Okay, well, maybe that starts with, okay, I'm only able to go to Starbucks once a week. Baby, we making our own coffee this, you know, the other days. Because what I really want, that ultimate goal, means more to me than a decaf white mocha extra hot. Just saying. Also, you know, you have to think of how much money will you be able to, or will you need to make while you are living remotely. And that's even if you do even need to make money. Some people don't. Some people, you know, are just completely fine. They have their savings, they're selling, you know, homes and whatever else it is. You know, they're already set up financially, and it's just a matter of, you know, thinking about, okay, how do we stretch that out, and add to it possibly sometimes here and there. But like for me, like I said earlier, I still need to and want to work for what I pretty much do. From the business standpoint of things, I actually really enjoy, and I don't have any intention on stopping it anytime soon. So yeah, so think about that. So, you know, just kind of, you know, how am I going to make money? And that's one of the things when I was saying earlier that I was going to touch on in a minute. That's right now is that minute. I am working so hard right now to just kind of rewire or restructure, I guess, my income to where I'm doing things that will basically bring in money while I sleep. Passive income, whatever you want to call it. But I also am making sure that the things the income that I receive while I'm actively working, I'm able to do that remotely. A lot of you know that I'm a brand ambassador and partner with a few different companies on the lifestyle spectrum of things, and those I will be able to still do and work from anywhere in the world. As long as I have Wi-Fi, then we can work. And so that's gonna always, you know, always be my goal, and that's gonna be, you know, when I'm traveling around, and make sure that there's somewhere, you know, at some point that I can either get to, you know, some kind of cyber cafe, or, you know, the place where I'm staying to have Wi-Fi. without having to spend up a gajillion dollars. I do plan on doing some cruising, and so those travel, vlogs will be coming up, in the near future. But I know sometimes, the Wi-Fi at sea is a little bit hit or miss, and so there'll just be times where, okay, maybe I'm working on something different, in times where I'm in maybe not a heavy Wi-Fi area. But that's the beauty and the benefit of that freedom and that independence, and just kind of being able to kind of do, like I said, live and work from wherever you want, pretty much whenever you want. And the third one for me for today, and then I'll kind of wrap this up, is going to be basically to set your goal. Set your goal for when this is going to happen for you. Okay, sorry, we had a call coming in. Okay, so the third and final. So set your goal. Set your goal for when this is happening. Is it going to, are you going to start implementing this year? Are you going to start, next year? When do you want to actually be able to say, okay, now I am set and I'm ready to be location independent? For me, that's 2025. So that's next year. So that's the T. I'm putting it out there. I have spoken it into the universe, honey. And so we're going to make that happen. Please share with me in the comments if that's something that you're interested in. When do you want that to start happening for you? If you're wanting to be able to chat with someone and kind of have an accountability partner in the sense, if that's something that you enjoy, definitely, I would love to be that for you. I would love to just kind of have this channel be, a family that we can talk about all the things. And this is definitely going to be one of the main things for me. Just living a life that's full and rich, and it's not necessarily about spending a ton of money, but it's making sure that when you lay your head down at the end of the day and you think about your day, you have a rich and full and fulfilled feeling, that you actually enjoyed yourself. You just live and not just exist. And does that mean that every day is going to be peachy and frosted and sprinkled with sugar? Girl, no. Okay, or guy, no, for that matter. But we're on a positive path to getting what we want, and I think that's what's most important, is identifying what that looks like for you. I've identified what it looks like for me, and then together we can just keep each other accountable. So the location independent conversation, I'm gonna wrap it up for today. It's gonna be definitely ongoing. As I learn new things, I'm gonna pop on and share. If I come up with some kind of different strategy, or as this evolves, I'm gonna share it with you, and I would love for you to do the same. So again, if the whole wine, travel, life, living life fully, an amazing lifestyle, if that's all your vibe, please consider subscribing to the channel. It definitely will help me out. This channel is fairly new, and I would love to grow and have a YouTube family of friends and like-minded people that really and truly enjoy living and just girl, guy, doing all the things. Okay, so look forward to talking more about this topic. Look forward to sharing more with you, and I'm gonna wrap it up. Today is it's a happy Monday, September 30th, in case we want to put some dates and help ourselves stay accountable. But yeah, so I'll cut it down for now, or whatever, or shut it down for now rather, and I will see you guys in the next one. Talk to you soon. Bye.